What I actually teach, what I do in the classroom, well, I teach art, and basically I teach skills and processes. In all those different curriculums, I've always taught skills and processes. Yeah? Okay? So skills, basically I do what you all do, you know, I demonstrate, I give instructions, I model as much as I can, you know, I try and break things down into little tasks, and I give feedback, and then the student will copy, practice. And then with processes like printing or something like that, again, I demonstrate, I explain, I break down into steps, I model, you know, I try and get them from one stage to another, and I try and facilitate and give feedback. And they just work through this thing. So, what does this mean? What does inquiry mean in the arts? Well, I do NYP, so this is what the book says, and it says inquiry, in the broadest sense, is the process that people use to move to deeper levels of understanding. Inquiry involves speculating, exploring, questioning, and connecting. In my Hong Kong diploma, they still talk about inquiry, even though 50% of the course is just a sit-down exam. They still value inquiry. And so they talk, I won't read through all these, but one of the good things they talk about is they break it down into questions, problems, and issues. Again, questions coming up. Should be open-ended, allow a variety of responses, interpretations, and solutions, etc. Okay? Lines of inquiry. So students should be allowed to draw from existing knowledge, again, the idea of bringing in your prior and bringing in your own life, and then context for their knowledge. Okay? So again, making it real. Yes? Okay? NYP in the arts, okay, as you just, in the first keynote speech, she talked about key concepts. Yeah? And this is very much where I start a unit from. Okay? So the NYP claims promotes sustained inquiry, development, conceptual understanding. So in arts, in both music, drama, dance, all the arts, we have these key concepts: aesthetics, change, communication, and identity. And those are the ones which we base all our units around, or all our projects around. We have other concepts we can look at. Okay? We can interpretation, innovation, narrative, genre. There's a whole lot more, but the four main ones we look at, and the ones we use as our starting points are those ones there. Okay? We also look at trying to make the courses, make it relevant to the kids. We also look at the global context. We also try and look at both how, if I do a unit, I can make it address or get the kids to understand their local environment and then understand international environments and put their learning or put their understanding in context, in some kind of context. Okay, so this is a bit like you saw earlier. You saw lots of curriculum models and illustrations. You saw tree ones. You saw, it's like, this is the NYP creative cycle, or learning art objectives. And I have 4 objectives. I have knowledge and understanding, I have developing skills, I have thinking creatively, and responding. But the thing to understand about this model here is that it's these arrows that are important. It's not something that I go boom, 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 and finish. We might go boom, 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 boom. We might go do, 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 do. We might do all sorts of things. But to try and make it, try and sort of get it clear about what we do, I have 4 areas that I have to do in NYP in terms of their marking. And those are the 4 areas. That's the knowledge and understanding, the developing skills, creative thinking, and responding. And so these are 4 things which are the framework for any unit I do.
它这个 program 跟 开并课程的不同。他说这4个开并课程也都有，但是他们的规准是不太一样，他们整个组织的方式是不太一样。教学当中前面是他教学的内容，他有一些目标，有前面目标，但是他的那个问题变重是下面这3个事实性问题、代际性问题、还有变动性问题是整个他的教学当中最有价值的、最核心的东西。
See, this unit, so this is just a drawing, self-portrait drawing unit. That's really all I'm asking them to do. So all we're looking at is what elements does an artist use to represent personality and identity in a drawing. And that's going to be their research. Okay? What the concept I'm really trying to get over though is identity. Yes? What I'm trying to do is get this concept of identity. So how can we represent our identity? And that's possible. And then over here, this is, I know what they're going to produce. I know roughly what they're going to produce. So I've come up with the sort of the questions and the issues which I know they're going to have. One of the things when you ask a young student to do a drawing is they want it to be realistic. They want it to be perfect, like a photograph.
他在教比较年纪小的孩子之后，他们都会尽量想呈现我们所看到的真实，像照片那样的真实。
So I want to question that. I want them to go, you know, is this rough drawing here? It's just as good as this perfect drawing here. Yeah? So I've set up some questions there that I know are going to drive that unit forward and are going to get the student to start thinking.
所以他会去问学生说，那你所画的真实是真正呈现你自己吗？然后他会让学生去思考说，像这样子比较粗犷的一个线条的呈现是比较真实，还是像照片那么精细的是比较真实？像在他的第1单元中，他的主题是自我画像，他学生可能用画的，可能用自拍或者等等这些来做呈现，他不希望限制学生的想象力。然后前面他有讲到说，如果他只是教技巧的话，就是一步一步带学生做，但他是个单线的，然后学生就跟着他做就好。但他希望学生能够发想不同的方向，所以他会给学生一些可能性的一个发想的一个刺激或者是解说，让学生去激发更多的想象力。
In practical terms, these are the things which, if I go back to this creative cycle, okay, and my 4 areas, my knowledge understanding is really research. It's really about researching, getting them to research. So I spend a lot of my time not teaching so much a skill, but teaching them these sort of how to do these tasks. Not all of them. Like these ones here, I would do with my lower years. And these ones down here I tend to do with my higher years. Yeah? But they might do this one, or this one, or this one, or this one.
比较小的，这是比较小的孩子，后面是比较算是比较进阶的孩子。然后他不是说一定都每一次都做这么多，他会挑选，然后会可能也不见得都是一定这边都是年纪轻的，这边都年纪长的，他会挑来挑去，然后他会做非常多的脑力激荡，让学生去做发想。
That's what this looks like. Okay, so here we have identity, same as okay. So identity. Okay, so she's brainstormed. She likes shopping. She likes travel. She likes mathematics. Okay, so those are all the things that I'm trying to get her to put down on a page.
这边是他们学生就是自我性格的一个分析，所以他学生会写他喜欢 shopping 啊，可能干嘛，然后做这样的一个心智图，然后再做他后面的自我画像的一个探索。这边他是让学生去针对一个艺术家去做自我画像的一个研究，然后他可能就收集这个艺术家的几个不同的自画像，然后去做一些分析。
And here's a much older student. This is a senior student. Now they're doing research, but their research is much more about colour and whatever they want from that artist. Whereas with this student, I've told her that the theme is self-portraits. So she's chosen this artist because she likes it out of the artist I've shown her. But with this one, she just chose the artist. This is an artist I like. Okay? Because that's the sort of freedom she's now got, because she knows she's done tasks before. Yeah? So that's sort of the research. Okay? Other things we do are developing the skills. Now this is a much more traditional, much more, you know, what we're told art lessons are about. So this is all about experimenting with materials, producing artworks, demonstrating a range of skills, drawing, sketching, blue sketches, etc., etc.
这个是年纪比较大的孩子，然后他一样是做自画像，但是这边就是不是只是让学生去模拟那个找一个艺术家去模拟，他这边会让学生去练习那个笔触。
And then the other thing that I tend to spend a lot of time on is getting them to think creatively. Because again, the key to this inquiry.
他在做计划，他会设定好他的计划的目标，然后学生可以从，比如说他刚刚讲过，就是自画像这样的一个主题的话，学生可以拿这个当做起点，然后学生可以发展出其他的路径跟终点。
For language students, I get them to collage, or I get them to do some technique which works for them. Yeah. Okay. So here, if she had drawn this idea, it would have been it would have been okay, but not fantastic. She would have gone, oh no, not good. Yeah. But if she does it at collage, she loves it.
他说不是每个学生都很喜欢画画，所以他给学生的就是开放性的，他们可以用画的，或者是说像这样子的一个设计的呈现。他说如果像这个图变成是用学生画的，那就可能就很难看，没有什么特殊性。但是用这样的呈现的话，就那个亮点就会出来。像这边这个图是一个中国的艺术家所创作的，然后他的学生就根据这个，他们有发想其实自己的创意，然后他可以创造出像这些各种4种不同类型的作品。
Okay, and then the last sort of thing that I have to do with NYP is responding, which is both evaluation and connections. And so just like before, where there was connections here, yeah, I want to make connections. So one of the things that you really have to work at is getting them to actually use their research. Actually use the knowledge that they've got when they've looked at what a portrait is or self-portrait is, getting them to actually use that knowledge.
他的这个 respond 就是回应的一个任务呢，就是让学生去运用他原先所资料搜寻来的东西以及他的知识来做这个回应，就是评量还有连接其他的作品或者其他的那个脉络的东西。在他的评量上面，他希望学生能够，更重要的是学生能够去辨认出他们自己的作品当中，他有什么需要再更精进的。然后比较年长的学生，他希望目标就是在评量上、评估上面，他们能够从原来的作品当中再去发想出新的一个想法，然后能够进行到下一作品。
So this is the smallest. This is year 1. Okay.
1年级的作品。
Okay, and so for year 1, at the end of each project, I will give them some questions.
完了之后，他会给学生一个有点像自我评量这样的一些问题。但因为小一的小孩他的文字能力比较弱，所以要给他一些单字，让他去能够用这些单字去评量自己的东西。比较高阶的学生在上面，他们的评量以及他们的回应是融合在一起的。
So, junior levels, with my small students, I set themes, I set tasks, and I set the media.
初级的阶段。
Okay. And it's very much me, and it's very much the students following. In the middle years, okay, I still set the themes, yes, but I loosen them up, so eventually they're choosing their own. So, whereas here my themes will tend to be like a genre, like portrait painting or printing or something very, Here the theme might be emotions or something where they can do happiness, anger, they can go up in whatever direction they want. The tasks become more general. The task, I will go, okay, so now you need to develop, whereas in the lower years I say you need to come up with 4 ideas. In the middle years I say you need to come up with a set of ideas.
在这个初级阶段是老师主导性会比较多，然后他的给学生的问题都很具体，然后学生的任务又非常具体。到中级阶段，他会开始开放让学生有一些比较自主性，像比如说他可能在初级阶段他会说你这个自画像当中要提出4个想法，那到中级阶段他说你要提出一组或者一堆想法，就没有限制一定要什么。
And so from teacher-led, it's moving now to students. And then hopefully now I get lots of different results. I get lots of very different, And then my senior level, the student chooses their themes. There's individual tasks. I don't set any media. I say to them, you can, whatever the idea works best. If it works best as a sculpture, if it works best as a I don't know, a photograph, then that's what they do. And I have to learn lots of media. Because they'll go, oh, I want to do pottery, and I go, oh, I don't know pottery. Okay, yes, we'll learn together. And that's fantastic. Because they'll sit there and I'll sit there, and we'll both be pottery away. And it's really nice. Yeah? Because I do, basically, I'm just trying to help them. And so it's a lot of one-to-one discussions. A lot of, but that's the best part of teaching.
Okay, 在到高级阶段的时候，学生的自主性就更强烈了，所以他会让学生自己去选择主题，自己去选择他的媒材，然后老师所做的多半都是一对一的讨论，然后学生所选的媒材可能非常多元，有些不见得是他熟悉的，譬如说像制陶，他都会跟学生一起学习，然后一起去发想。
That makes it sound like it's easy. Sometimes not so easy. Sometimes hard. Sometimes you have to really think about what you show the students, what you bring into, and you have to stop yourself from saying no. That's the hard thing when a student says, "I want to do a sculpture." I go, "Oh no, you don't." But you have to go, no, oh yeah, okay, you want to do a sculpture, okay, yeah, okay, let's see what we can do there. And it's very much, you have to try.
这些教学设计，看起来很简单，有时候还蛮困难的。他说，但是我们要保持开放的心，不要对学生说 no， 就是学生如果说他想做什么，我们千万不要自我设限。
Okay, so here, just to show you, this is final year of the course. Here's a student who is coming up with ideas, lots and lots of artists, lots and lots of testing, coming up with more ideas, and it's just rolling along. Okay? And then the next set of pages, just more ideas, more artists, just rolling. And I just keep going, look at this, try this. So that's really the big picture. Okay. I've got here now. This is another unit. This is a unit. This is the portrait painting unit that I sort of talked about before. Just to go right through the whole process. Okay. Are you ready for this? Yeah. I'm not because I'm talking a lot. Yeah? Yeah? Are you okay? Yeah? You're all fine? Okay. Okay, so here's a unit. Here's another unit. Okay, so this is a Form 3 portrait painting unit.
它这是它课程开始的课程计划，这边是它的评量的那个规准。The student will be
Yes, right at the beginning.
在一开始就给学生他的标准是什么，让学生可以知道说他老师希望看到的东西。
So that when they're doing a task, they can actually read what I'm looking for. Yeah? So they have an understanding. So it's not just a mark that they get at the end of the course. You know, it's something that they can work on. When I introduce an artist, I always make sure that I give them a set of questions or a set of... Now this is the sort of things that I ask them for. Sometimes I ask them for lots of information, sometimes little, depending on what the unit is, depending whether, if it's a unit where it's really important for them to understand the context of the artist, you know, to understand the culture they come from, the society, the history, then this might be really big. In this project, because I'm interested in them looking at this artist for the technique, all I've asked them is for 4 or 5 facts. Just something simple, just so that they'll get the thing.
好，接下来他会让学生去，就是如果选定了想要致敬的做艺术家的话，他会让学生去搜寻这个艺术家他的一些作品，然后可能会让提出这些问题，让学生去知道说这个艺术家他的背景跟他创作的环境，但是要看他的主题。如果他主题是像刚才那样，只是要着重在这个艺术家他的技术的话，那他有关于艺术家的背景部分，他可能就会比较少一点。
Because I'm interested in technique, my questions I'm asking here, they refer right back to that PowerPoint. Yeah? So what is the pose, what is the expression, those are all the things we talked about in that first panel. And then all these ones here, again, are all ones to do with technique because I want them to look at the technique. Okay.
好，这里因为是它的核心是要讲技术，绘画技术部分，所以他会再回头到原先的 PPT 上面的那几个画家的画像，然后他一样会又回去让学生再去解释说这个画当中它的那个动作啦、表情啊、光线等等，然后之后会比较进入到分析的部分，所以会提出下面这些问题。
Form 5 and Form 6, okay, these are just pretty pictures now because I do very little. Yes, here's a student who is doing energy. I don't know why. They said to me, I want to do energy, life force. It took me months. I couldn't understand what she was talking about most of the time. Because life force, I say energy, power.
这边是学生说他要这边学生想要创作人家讲生命力的东西，然后他完全不知道学生为什么要提这个东西，然后他也一开始也搞不清楚学生所谓的生命力是什么。
But it didn't matter in a way because as long as she knew. That's fine. Okay, so now she found spirals and power, and she was interested in bright colours and things like that.
所以学生在思索过程当中，可能会想要螺旋状的一个线条，然后喜欢这种明亮的那个色彩来表现他对生命力的看法。
And then she made a ball, and out of wrapping string around. I don't know. But then I said, oh, that looked good. Oh, no. But I said, can you make lots of them? Because we could do lots of things. And she goes, no. I go, oh, okay. So then we thought, oh, photography. And this is a mirror. So yeah. So there's only 1, 2, 3 balls. And it's got 3 mirrors around it, so that we could get more. And again, so the first half of the project, I don't know what she's doing. I just know that it's going somewhere. And then I sort of come in here a bit, and then this then is her taking those photographs, taking those bits, And again, she starts looking at more different artists, different people. And she becomes really interested for some reason in the colour. The colour wasn't bright enough in her paintings. So I showed her inks and tie-dyeing and things like that so that she get more vibrant colours. And so these are some ink paintings.
觉得一开始常做的媒材，到后面可能觉得不太能够展现他想要的东西，所以他会给学生建议，就是他最后呈现的是墨印，那叫水墨啊，就是我们主要是
他是什么？
是什么？
是什么？
墨，
就是那个渲染啊、色调啊、色彩这些。